Hey YouTube, Jobin here. This is the previously reviewed Sanrenmu T01A. And somebody commented and asked if I would compare it to the similarly featured, my apologies, dropped the name thingy, ZB4T21. I said I didn't have one then, but I'd try to get my hands on one and give it a look. So here it is. As you see, they are very similarly sized. The T01A has an aluminum handle. And this knife, I believe it's G10 with a very interesting stippled texture pattern, which I have to say looks really cool in my opinion and is really grippy. The blade design is a little different. The T01 has this very sort of this drop point that dips down rather suddenly. This is a bit of a more standard slowly sloping drop point. It does have a top swedge, and the blade has a slight recurve instead of the partial serrations that are pretty standard on most of the T01s you're going to find. They have the same secondary lock mechanism that keeps the liner lock from disengaging. You have to pull back on a little switch here to close it, and then push the liner lock out of the way. They both share that system. And they both have a glass breaker. Difference is the T01 has lanyard hole, this one does not. And the secondary tools, the can opener and the belt cutter, do not lock on this one. That's actually not a problem as far as I'm concerned. It was kind of cool that the T01 has independent liner locks for these, but it really doesn't need them. Oh, and wow, I didn't even notice that till I sat down just now. This one's a screwdriver and bottle opener. This one's a can opener. But anyway, getting back to the locks, or the lack of locks on this one, it's not really a problem for a can or bottle opener, because just the way you use it, it's not going to fold. And I actually kind of like the belt cutter not locking on this one, because, well, imagine you're going to use this knife for its intended purpose. You keep it clipped to the sun visor in your car or something, and you roll your car over. You're obviously not feeling at your best. It's probably going to be pretty shaky, probably hurt. And your seatbelt's jammed up, you want to use the cutter, you pull it out, zip, and then you need to use the glass breaker. And maybe you can't quite muster the manual dexterity to press the liner lock and close this to get to the breaker and go boom. I kind of like the fact that this one, you just push it closed. Not a big deal, possibly slightly academic, maybe I'm overthinking it, but again, the locks on this are cool. I think it's neat that it has them, but I don't think this one with the G10 handle not locking is a serious detriment. Overall, the knives are very, very similar. Let me get a weight for you here. Okay. T01A 3.13 on my scale, and this one 3.31. So a little heavier, but hardly worth mentioning. They both have tip-down carry clips only, and they both sort of look like they were intended to be deep pocket, but it looks like they both have the same slight flaw of having raised screws in there that's probably going to interfere with their operation a bit. One advantage of the T01 is that it has holes drilled and tapped on the other side for left-handed users' convenience. This one, the pocket clip's just one side. I do like the blade a little better on this one. But overall, I think it basically comes down to personal preference, which one looks nicer to you. They are almost identical knives. So I hope that answered any questions about them. And you folks enjoy the rest of your day now.